Discretion is advised.
Happy Monday, you're listening and or watching PWNCAST. This is episode 141. We are still for a short period of time in patch 7.1. Tonight we are going to be talking about a year of PWNCAST, a year of World of Warcraft, the state of PvP and its future. I have big conversation about this, given some statistics that I found out, and much, much more, so make sure you guys stay right here.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Amongst the Azeroth elite, there is a group that defies convention. A group that stands in the face of trolls and doesn't flinch. A group that strives on unity, trust, and unwavering resolve. A group that eats tacos. For the players, by the players, we bring you. She can start a revolt with a Chaos Bolt, Belle, the PWNCAST Vanguard. The wolves whose howl can signal death's coming, Lycan. Snap back and get faster for the pet battle Grandmaster, Gemma Banks. He's sharp as a dagger with that dapper swagger, Secret Sauce. We bow to no one. We are Legion. We are PWNCAST.
So since it's a new year, I feel like I still have to decide whether or not I want to unmute them, because they're a little ornery today. Gemma especially is a little bit ornery. And Secret Sauce is also equally as ornery. So I'm not really sure if I want to unmute them. What do you guys think? Should we should we okay, fine.
What's ornery?
Do you English?
It's on rye.
It's on rye. That's right.
Yeah.
Over easy.
Welcome back, and I did bring the Riders of Rohan with me. I did bring the monk who used blackout kick on his couch and now needs a permanent life cocoon for his pinky toe, ladies and gentlemen, Gemma Banks.
I stubbed it so hard.
He looks so proud too. He zoomed in like, I did
oh, it hurt so bad. Belle was laughing because she's broke her toe a few times. It's the first bone I've ever broken. It looked like, you know, when you've got like a tooth that's like ready to just, you can pull it out. It's like, it shouldn't be in your mouth anymore.
It really does look like that.
Yeah, and I wanted to take off my toe. I couldn't look at it. So I know not Warcraft related, but yeah.
It's that new monk ability.
He says it's really painful, but I have to be honest, guys. I've broken my toe 4 times. It's the same entrance to my kitchen. There's the left side of the wall. I've broken my left pinky toe, and it's literally nothing. Like, there's not even like a real bone there. It's like a teeny tiny bone.
No, and it's fine like now when I'm sitting, but like I can't walk on it. It hurts so bad.
That's why you walk on your heel.
It still hurts like it's all
Somebody
the way
get
up.
this man a wheelchair, because...
Yeah. One of my New Year's resolutions is to connect the bone or my toe to be in
now
place.
Now do you feel bad for what you did to Murky?
No, don't bring that up. I didn't do anything. I already felt
Karma,
bad.
dude, came back around.
Yeah,
right?
that Karma, man, she's something else. Well, at least you were able to suffer through the pain to make it to your non-desk for the show. I did also bring the priest who will be meeting his demise pretty soon when he duels this warlock here, Secret Sauce.
Yeah, I'm ready. It was supposed to be. Wasn't it supposed to be last week? I think it was. I think so.
Was not supposed to be last week.
All right, well, it's tomorrow.
He messaged me the other day and he's like, "You ready? Ready for what? Where are we going?
Ready to whoop some ass." It's okay. I'm still going to be your friend.
I'm not going to be your friend, which is why I don't duel my friends. Because
that's fine. So she'll be taking applications pretty soon for a new host, co-host for a PWNCAST show.
We need to fill his spot, because I could feel like it's already going to be one of them endings where it's very public and angry.
I'm deleting you off my friends list.
I've been deleted by several people this week already, so...
Oh, no, I'm saying you're going to delete me.
Oh, I was going to say, that doesn't hurt my feelings anymore. I'm pretty impervious to deletings of the Facebooks. And we did decide to bring back this paladin, the paladin who has apparently displeased the legendary gods' remedies.
Yay!
It's bogus. I haven't gotten a legendary at all on my paladin. Emissaries every week, mythics every week. Nope.
Are you running any Mythic Pluses yet?
Flash stat face. Every once in a while.
You might not be given enough D. Determination, guys. Don't make this weird.
I'll get my knee pads out. God.
Whoa.
Good things come to those.
Jim
who
is all,
wait.
how does he know I have knee pads?
Not this guy. Don't me,
Oh,
those.
that's just the gift that keeps on giving. That's so good.
Mm-hmm.
A
knee
big,
pads?
hearty congratulations to the 2 people that won Jim's giveaway. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah,
Golf clap, golf
delivered.
clap.
Congratulations.
Super excited that people got free shit because who doesn't like,
Free stuff.
free shit? I like free shit, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Like your shirt.
Yeah, one chose the.
Yeah, this shirt was free.
It sure was free. I have that shirt.
Yeah, me too.
It's super
Shout out to
comfy.
DJ Christian.
Wow.
Shout
I
out to
don't-
DJ Christian. DJ
That's right.
Grains, actually.
DJ Grains.
DJ Grains. He was the.
He's not like a religious DJ.
No, he's the DJ who. You're so stupid.
Just clarifying. I didn't know if anyone.
That hurt. It was so. Oh, I gotta recover. Hold on.
One person chose the Wing Guardian and the other picked the Iron. What is it? The Sky Reaver.
Oh, the Sky
With the 2
Reaver.
mounts. Yeah, good
The
choices.
Sky Reaver's it's a good mount.
I just
Yeah.
bought the Winged Guardian.
Nice. I like the Wing Guardian. I did. I think that was the first one that you could buy. Was that the first one?
The first one was the H
Celestial.
Of the Aspects.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do have that one, and that one makes me sick. The Heart of the Aspects. Yeah, that one makes
That's
me
a
sick.
celestial looking one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't really like those.
Oh, you're
specific
talking the
dragons 'cause
golden dragon.
Yeah, it like does like this thing, and it like you're literally watching it, and you're just like, okay, now I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
And it looks kind of derpy, but I mean,
It is
You're
very
fine.
good.
You'll live.
I bought it because I wanted it. And my favorite one of the purchase mounts is the Bloodwing. The Bloodwing bat.
Really?
Yeah, I really like that, especially for my Warlock. Especially when her transmog matches, it looks pretty legit.
Fair enough.
It's weird because like
Respect.
when the bat breathes, like blood drips from its mouth, so it's kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a little gnarly.
A little intense.
That was like Miss Pandaria question mark?
I
Yeah.
thought so.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it was Miss Pandaria.
Mm-hmm.
So for the news, we only had 2 news items because there isn't really a whole lot going on right now. Reason being is because we're about to see Nighthold, which drops January 17th, which is actually something we're going to be talking about for our lore segment today. But Darkmoon Fair is here, so go
Oh yeah.
do whatever you
I
do
forget
in
about that
Darkmoon
place.
Fair. Yeah, I forget it's there too. So go get your wings and whatever other weird shit you guys do in Darkmoon Fair. I don't go there very often.
There's all sorts of cool stuff there, but
I go there
I
when
haven't
I'm
been there for a
leveling to
while.
get my bonus from the carousel, but that's
the top hat.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't do much else there.
Yeah.
And then Mischief the Kitty, while still available, the sales will no longer go. My stupid
Towards.
watch. It's like a curse. The sales will no
Towards
longer
makers.
go towards the charity. So
Don't buy it anymore.
right, because that's totally going to deter people from buying it because that's
Now they're going to buy it even more, so Jim.
Luckily, I got my plushie before.
Of course,
the
So-
I
cutoff.
did.
My gripe about the
Nice.
plushie is that's cool, and I think the plushie's nice, except the plushie
Doesn't match.
doesn't match,
match,
and
no.
that's kind of annoying. Like, I think that resembles too much of, like, the Frostwolf pup. I would like it to be a little bit darker. So, I mean...
They had bought an abundance of that material,
They
so
were
that's
like,
how
"Let's
that's
just
what they
make
did. They just recycled it.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't...
know.
I might buy it, maybe, sometime in the future? Question mark?
sounds like a no.
I don't know.
Sure.
So what I wanted to talk about is I guess technically this is the first episode of the new year. We're 141
It is.
episodes in, and it's been a big year for each of us individually. It's been a big year for PWNCAST as an organization. It's been a big year for PWNCAST as a podcast. It's been a big year for World of Warcraft, even. We've had a lot of things going on, so I thought it would be nice for us to just kind of talk about... I wanted to talk about each of your guys' journey this year in World of Warcraft from then to now. Talk about your highs and your lows and what your, where your head is at in World of Warcraft. So, Jimmy, we can start with you.
With me?
Yeah, where's this year taking you in World of Warcraft? Tell me your story.
On a
Last
bike.
year? Like on the last year, right? Or
We're-
this next
Well,
year?
no, 2
Yeah.
years ago. We're going to talk about 2 years ago.
That's not funny. You're talking about the last year, yes?
Yeah, like the
Yes.
last year.
Yeah,
Where's the game taking you? What adventures?
Well,
Highs and
to a
lows.
podcast, right? I actually looked today because I knew the year was coming up. January 12th was the first episode that I was on,
Is
right?
it your almost 1 year anniversary?
Yeah, I never planned on being on a podcast, right? It kind of just happened, and you learn a lot. So obviously with the show, that was a new experience of getting used to, all the things, right? And then I know you're talking Warcraft specifically, but like the last 6 months, there was just a lot of I stepped down from a position in work, and it gave me a lot more time to really just do what I wanted. I kind of got out of the routine
When you say you stepped down, does that mean you were fired?
No, which you guys all thought I was fired actually for a while.
I'm still convinced that you were in fact fired.
Right. Fair enough. But anyways, I know that's not Warcraft related, but I really just had a good last 6 months where I just did everything that I wanted, like life-wise as well. And that kind of took me away from the game. So which I don't think is a low, I love Warcraft and I've played it nonstop, no other games for the last, 3-4 years. Just the break itself, and I got out of that routine, and now with the new year, back to some structure in my life, right? So a lot more content creating, a big year for us at PWNCAST, obviously, and on the show with the website and stuff. But with me, just a lot of the same, other than joining the podcast, right? I still made the YouTube videos and made content, and I'll continue to do that, but even more so in the next 6 months to a year, because I have had that lax 6 months of just really doing whatever I wanted. I haven't been able to do that as an adult in a very long time. So very excited to continue the journey and keep going.
I'm not sure whose box that came from. I have a
I almost yelled touchdown.
that's so funny. Well, no, and it could be, a mixture of your personal life. People care about your personal life stuff. So I mean, the year in review could be, personal related too. It doesn't necessarily have to be tied to World of Warcraft.
Well, I thought about the question. It did get very personal just because I thought of the last 6 months and really just doing me. And you don't get a break from the show, the guild, the website, right? So it really felt good for me to get away. I'm not saying, I guess that almost seems like you don't get to do that, but it's nice every once in a while, right? And it's back to business for 2017.
Does that mean you're going to shave then?
Yeah, definitely shave. I've just been laying on the couch like a homeless guy. I can't walk.
A lot of homeless people don't lay on couches. So I'm just
Fair
saying.
enough.
I don't know a lot of homeless people that have couches either, so that's a very astute observation.
Maybe not the best. That friend of yours that just won't go home, that just chills on the couch forever.
There you go. The guy on the couch.
It's a
The
real
guy
thing.
on the couch.
Actually, it's happened. That's how HOTS came here. Just kidding, Cody. I love you. Secret. What about you?
Year in review. Became part of Writers Rohan. Raid leader for you guys. Played WoW. Not as much as I would have preferred to, but I mean, priorities, work, bills, debt, stuff like that. So, but big deals like going out to your house for Warcraft.
That was so much fun. What a time
BlizzCon,
that was,
like,
right?
big deal. Like, I've wanted to go to BlizzCon for so long, and I've had friends go and stuff like that, and I got to do that finally, and it was amazing. I still talk about it at work. I mean, I rep it. I wear this stuff to work, so everyone knows I'm a nerd at work, and I could care less. Continue to run.
I've seen some of your
into people
Amazon employees, bro, and I got to tell you, you are the pick of the litter for sure. Some of them.
Yeah, I mean,
some of them is in the dumb box, but that's okay.
Yeah. Just enjoying WoW, regardless of what it is. Today I took a kind of little day off. I know you took a day off because for your personal reasons. I took a day off because they didn't need me to heal. I had other Blizzard games to play, and but I mean, I just came to the show, watched it, enjoyed it. What you guys represent and what you guys do, and I'm part of that. I'll have my content eventually. When Hots and I figure that out, and you figure it out with us, and just life. I mean, I'm happy. I'm already saving money for BlizzCon this coming year.
I know it's addicting. I told you it was going to be an addiction. Once you go,
and see,
like
that's my thing. Like, I do one thing, and I play WoW,
same.
and I don't ask to do anything else, and I don't have to ask anybody to do anything. But at the same time, like, I have my girlfriend, and we have our stuff, but this is mine. Like, I'm gonna go. Leave me alone for 4 days, you know. But all in all, like, I'm happy. I'm content. I'm looking forward to another good year of WoW, of writers, of legendaries. I mean,
You've got a lot.
Poor
I've several.
remedies.
I know. He'll be fine. He's gonna get like 2 off of 1 boss, and he's gonna be the best thing ever. So
They're going to be his worst in slot, though.
doesn't matter.
That's how RNG
Still
works.
gonna have him.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
What a good year in review. That was very emotional.
Yeah, I mean, it's reality. So, you know, this is my reality, right? You know, here. So, what about you, Remedies?
Well, the past year has changed a lot. For one,
Puberty.
that too. Like, oh my god, that was
Amazing,
That's
right?
that was absolutely terrible. But no, okay. So the last year, like the week before December, I stumbled into the Riders of Rohan, and so the past year it's just been playing consistently with everyone in the guild and in here, and like it's been the best. I've been playing since 2008, and it's been it's been 10 years. It's been the best best part of the 9 years I've been playing. I was only going to school, and I started working and doing all the adulting, and so that really dips into playtime. Anyways, it's been a really good year overall because we got Rise of Rohan, BlizzCon, my first time, just like David. I've always bought in the virtual ticket, and like the first time able to go, and best time ever. Everything about it is mostly meeting everyone for sure. But
The food, I'm
no,
going to say. I mean, you guys are cool, but
yeah,
the food.
that fucking surf and
I love
turf.
you guys,
Oh
but I
my
really
God.
love the food.
surf and turf and that ice cream.
Gosh.
No, it's been a really, really good year. I'm looking forward to where we go with the guild and everything.
You haven't really had a lot of FaceTime with us for it to be like, I mean, you have, but not necessarily like on camera. So like you've been a part of us like kind of behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
So a lot
In
of
terms
people-
of PWNCAST, yeah, I've helped a lot in the background.
You're like the guy that like does stuff, and nobody really knows
Yeah.
he does stuff.
He's the one that you
I'm
magically
like that.
text, and he does stuff.
Yeah, I'm like that developer that no one really knows about but does
But
things in the background.
the one that's the less popular one on Twitter,
yeah.
the only one that will follow you back because he doesn't get a lot of follows.
Oh.
Terrible. I
I'm
forgot
just
to
kidding.
highlight BlizzCon as like a whole. Obviously, I mentioned the
I know. I
vacations,
waited for
but-
you to say it, and you did
Well,
not
you and
say
I,
it.
well, you and I have like been to a few. Like it was our second one. It wasn't as big to
We
us
were pros
veterans
by
that have been
then,
there,
yeah.
right? But it was amazing, obviously. But I'm glad I could meet these guys too at BlizzCon. Obviously,
Second time makes you like a novice.
I was way worse this time too. Like I didn't plan like where I was gonna be. The first year I was like, okay, I'll be here at this time and here at this time, and I just didn't do
I
that.
planned,
at all.
and everyone's like, "You're not gonna do it." Shit, I did it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I
Everyone
paid my
experiences-
money.
This was
I'm
my
gonna do what
second
I
one,
want.
and I still squirreled. Like, still.
Yeah.
So,
Can confirm.
Save me a seat. No, bitch.
somebody won't give me press passes, so
Hey,
I think I was the only one that
I got
walked out
you.
without
I got you.
Conrad either.
I'll make sure I get us good seats. I got
We've
you.
lost control.
that was so good. Ugh. It ain't good unless you start a riot. You know what I mean? If you empower other nerds to just not take no shit from the BlizzCon Convention Center security, it's a good day. He sure did,
No, that-
radio. We have lost control. You never had it. We just made you think you did.
I know that 16-year-old just didn't know what to do.
Good things. Good things.
Yourself? Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I know.
this year has been one of the craziest and scariest years I think we've had for PWNCAST. The PDQ, you know, that's chugging along. Jimmy, you talked about, you know, not being able to get a break, and then when you do get a break, I have braked a little bit the last few months. Not even last few months, about the last month. During the holidays, I haven't been doing the content on the YouTube channel, and I haven't been doing a lot of stuff for the PDQ. There hasn't been a lot of news anyway, but I haven't been doing those normal things because I needed to reset, which, you know, we've talked about this on the previous episode, where, you know, when you do stuff like this and you suffer through a lot of cash change and you suffer through organization change and you suffer growing pains of things moving and evolving, though they're very taxing on a person. And the game, we managed to stay alive, keep the guild active through Warlords of Draenor, which is no small feat. A lot of guilds and a lot of podcasts just fell off the face of the planet during Draenor, you know, and we managed to continue to push through that, and still, like, we're still here now. All the other
we're getting people moose mounts. That's what was going on.
You know what I mean? Like, we were putting in work while people were taking breaks and unsubbing and bitching and crying and struggling, and just all the emotions that you go through at the end of an expansion. We didn't go through those emotions. Well, I mean, some of us did. Frieza. Frieza was not able to successfully handle the end of an expansion, to be perfectly honest, and he's good now. He's fishing. I talk to him every so often, but we've been through a lot in the year, and I've been through
Is he
a
max
lot.
level?
No, he's not even in game. He's
No,
not even
it's
subbed.
a joke.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
He asked me how it was, and I was like, "You're missing out. You're missing one of the best expansions we've had." And he's like, "Oh, someday." But he's fishing. Like, that's what he does with his life. He fishes.
That's good.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's totally,
if he's content, then, you know, I'm happy too.
He has the patience for that. I don't. So I don't even have the patience to WoW fish, let alone real life fish. To be perfectly honest.
Well,
fishing IRL is a little bit more fun because you can drink beer.
You're still staring at the same fishing pole, waiting for the same fish to catch the hook. I mean,
that's not gonna catch.
It's just not the business. I've went through a lot of transition period with myself as far as my style of play and my ability to understand my character with going through nerfs and being able to handle those nerfs without having serious mental breakdowns.
Without cutting somebody?
Literally. And I've been to the lowest point in Draenor with Belle, and she's still not in the place I want her to be, but she's not awful either. And I suffered through losing.
She'll be awful tomorrow.
I suffered losing the people that I PvP with, which changed I started focusing a little bit on the PvE, not because I wanted to, but because I was just pushed in that direction.
But it's nice to have you there.
It is, and I like doing stuff. I like to do guild first stuff. You know what I mean? I like progressing, and then once we've gotten so far in progression, that's usually when I bow out and say, okay, now I'm going to go work on the things that I like to do. So now I'm thinking I can have the best of both worlds. I can get the first achievements on Belle and then swap to Taco since she's pretty well geared now, and then I can still PvP on Belle, which it's been a struggle in that element, which we're actually going to talk about that in my segment, the current state of PvP and the drive that players have lost with all the changes that have been made. And I there's some statistics there that we'll talk about then, but as far as, you know, PWNCAST for an organization, we have been through so much good change. World of Warcraft, Blizzard acknowledged us, you know, 3 months in a row, and getting a contact at Blizzard, getting some notoriety there with, not necessarily because we want to be the guys, but for a company to acknowledge what we do, because we do it for them. That was a huge deal for us. And then we threw our first party, which, you know, was no small feat, and we threw a party
Just
that
don't give Belle a mic.
People don't party like that. Like, when I go through all the parties in my head, and we went through the Wowhead party, and like all the places we kind of swung by, you didn't see people dancing and having a good time. You saw them mixing and mingling, and then you saw the VIPs closed off with their own buffet table, and like, I can never imagine a point where a PWNCAST party we throw is going to be VIP in nature.
Nah.
We're all the same, so I can't imagine, like, if you are trying to be added to our party as a VIP.
You want to be VIP? Help back it.
Yeah, that's the
There.
way, that's the VIP to my heart, is to make it where we have to spend less money. But at the end of the day, I wanted us to be in this community, and we're all here not because we want to be segregated as VIP. I don't want to be separated from VIP and have to have security or have to have people sign up to come meet us. I never want that to be who we are, because we walk down the street. You could find me at the Surf and Turf taco truck, the coconut taco truck. That's where you can find me. Like,
You can find me in Mi Casita right there.
yeah, we want to be in the middle of it, not on the outside.
Right.
Or even on the inside looking out. Like, I want to be smack in the middle of where I want to be, where the people are. And that's where we're always going to be. But we've had an amazing year. It has been... We don't make money for what we do. We don't want to make money for what we do. We ain't sponsored by the big people. Ain't nobody running around trying to give us a paycheck. But I get tweets.
I mean, I'll take it. You know, if someone wants to give
I would
it.
never say no,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we get tweets, we get emails, we get people that come to the guild, we get attaboys on comments on YouTube, we get people that love us, and that really, at the end of the day, is all that matters to me. So I think it's been a phenomenal year. I'm looking forward to what we have in the future, and the future of where this takes us, which... I never know the direction we're going in, but I do know that me personally, my personal life has spilled over into the show stuff with me trying to keep that balance. I have teenage daughters, man. And if it ain't one sneaking
They're
out, it's the
roguing it
other
up.
one sneaking out. And it's just, guys, if you have kids and they are almost teenagers, man, you need to invest in some
cameras.
alcohol and maybe...
Some Narcos.
like, you might want a downer, because it's a tough life dealing with teenagers. It's a different hot mess of shit every day. And if somebody would have told me that then, before we had girls, I would have been like, nah, I'm gonna need you to put that back, because I don't want it. But I
Thought
think,
dealing with us was tough, eh?
right, I really did think that was a tough balance, you know. So I think we're good there. Now let's talk about, we've talked about us, let's talk about where Blizzard has taken us in this year. Obviously, we can make mention of, you know, the progress that they've made with all the other games that they do. Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone. We saw Overwatch this year take literally the community by just a blaze of
Explode.
fire.
Oh, yeah.
Out of nowhere. People were buying Overwatch merchandise before Overwatch was even a thing. So,
Julio.
right. Not going to call you out, Chaos,
Yeah,
but it
beta
was
was
you, Chaos.
huge.
Yeah,
But
it
that
really
was
was.
even, it was even before then, though. Like, this thing just, the community adopted it so easily, and I don't think it's because it was a first-person shooter. I think it was because Blizzard. I think Blizzard just has the ability to bring you into this world, no matter what it is, whether it's Hearthstone or it's Diablo. I think they really get gamers on a deeper level, and
Right.
I think that obviously, tip fedora to your management or your advertisers, because they market, and they marketed the hell out of it
marketing team.
perfectly. Yeah, I mean, you guys really are the real MVPs there. But I think we've seen a lot of firsts. We've lost a lot of people this year in the community, not like dead loss, but, you know, lost a lot of people that, you know, meant a lot to us. And
Right.
the most notable one, obviously, is Chris Metzen. But my favorite, which was Zarim, he was one of my
That's
favorite
Zarim,
community
yeah.
managers. And shut up. And to see him, he always got to correct me. He's like my conscience, right?
No,
He's-
I was saying Zarim, yeah.
Oh, I
agree.
thought you were saying I said it wrong.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm sure I
Settle
will.
down,
No,
Belle.
he's like my conscience. He tells me when I'm doing wrong, and he corrects.
He's your autocorrect.
He's like my everything that I
I
do.
picture him as the devil and the angel, though, like it's the same person but wearing two
Pretty
different
much.
outfits.
But he, you know, he was one of my favorites. Now he's doing really, really well. He's at, where is he at? MC Soft.
I think he went to NC Soft.
Yeah, he's in NC Soft with Micah, which is Bashock, right? Yeah, they're besties, and he's doing really, really well. He's got a lovely girlfriend. I don't want to brag, but we're friends on Facebook. And he's got a really good life, and he seems to be acclimating quite well. But we've seen a lot of change, and we had, what's his name, who went and started Bonfire, their little indie game It's not really a thing yet. We don't really know what it is, but many of people that we knew very well in the community this year went to do their own thing, which I think everybody freaked out, right? Every new person we lost, people just had coffee bird left. Everybody just kind of had a mental breakdown and said, great, the whole company's going under, everybody's leaving. Then we had to have some real moments here where we realize people move on. Blizzard's a great stepping stone for people because there's a lot of internship and there's a lot of growth there, and they groom people for this industry. So, I mean, I think it's healthy that people move on and maybe they don't want to work there for 40 years and they want to move to something new.
Right. And
then we've seen the biggest changes we've ever seen in game. At least myself. In one fail swoop, right? Like each expansion and each, thing, there was stuff added and stuff slowly changed and stuff like that. But we've seen the largest change to the game in its entirety, I think, ever in the history of ever. Pretty much the way.
I agree with that.
Right, like the way that
I've seen a lot of expansions, so.
Man. And it was all at once. It wasn't even a slow, like dip your toe in the water of change. Yeah, everything just kind of happened super rapidly. We dealt with a lot of class changes. The PvP system is not anything like it was.
Full blown changed.
Like it's unrecognizable, even the stuff that we have been through. Not saying it's necessarily a bad thing, because I think that a refacing was needed to refresh kind of what we're used to. Players are real set in their ways, right? So when you shake them up, they kind of freak out and have mental breakdowns, but then it ends up being that feeling we all had when we first started playing WoW, where we didn't know anything. And if you guys remember when we talked pre-Legion, I had said I can't wait to not know how to play my class. Like that feeling of you not knowing what to do, what gear should you equip. It's not just you could close your eyes.
That was awful. Oh my god.
No, it was...
How do I holy priest? What does this mean? Oh my god.
I loved it.
I'm kidding, but yeah, that first hour I was just like, fuck this game. I'm done with it.
Well, the Holy Priest suffered a lot of change. Some classes a lot more than others, I think. And I think Jimma even went through a lot of change, where the monk has changed, but not so much, but yes.
It didn't really change. It changed as far as me committing to the monk 100%, but a lot of the Mistweaver monk is the same, so it wasn't that bad for me.
Just a small change up in rotation and priority.
Yeah, it was It was an easy transition for me, but not so much for others on their classes. Yeah, a lot of people, and classes are huge. People freak out and say they quit. I've read people post in the Warcraft group that they're done based on upcoming changes, or just how they feel destroyed that some of the changes have already happened to their classes. So
right.
I had a good,
It's a fickle beast being Blizzard, and essentially they're the hands of
I
God
love pickles.
In that, they make or break your day. One single patch note and your whole shit's fucked up. So, I don't envy their position for sure, because there's always going to be somebody that's super unhappy, and there's always going to be the OPOP classes and then the classes that suffer. Unfortunately, they're...
Elemental?
Well, yeah, but they're so consistent with their shit that it's Elemental's been shit for 2 expansions. So it's
I'm telling you, I'm going to level Elemental, and I'm going to make it really good.
You're going to make Elemental great again?
No, I'm just going to make it good.
You're going to make it good again.
Good again.
You're going to get good?
Get her done.
Get her done. That's so weird. Okay, so if you could have an in-game resolution. Now, I don't agree with real-life resolutions. I posted this thing on my personal Facebook earlier, and I talked about how I don't do New Year's resolutions, and the reason I don't is because I will fail them. I am human. I will resolve myself to diet, and I will eat tacos. I will say I won't say the word fuck more, but I will.
Those are the healthiest
I
ones.
asked you that.
Yeah, there are things that I will want to put on my New Year's resolution that I just won't. So instead, I resolve myself to just be better than I was the year before, maintain the person that I am, and continue working towards a better future for myself and my family and my personal life. So for in-game resolutions, I want you guys to think of your best in-game resolution that you could think of, and what would be your New Year's resolution for World of Warcraft.
Dang.
I already have my in-game resolution, 1920 by 1080.
You're so
I was going to say something like that.
I was going to say good, because
my name is Candy. My favorite color is clear. I like the smell of water. Gemma, what would you say? Because a resolution is something you resolve to change, right? It's something you want to change, you want to make it better, something you want to improve, or something you want to do. What would you say your in-game resolution?
Well, I didn't pre-think this, typical Gemma, but I just thought of like from an RPG perspective, maybe some sort of ranking where you can queue in solo, and you're and I don't know how you do this, but similar to say, League of Legends, where you're a diamond or a gold or whatever, and then you play with similar players of talent. With me, if I don't successfully pug, or if the guild's not doing RBGs, you got to look for a group, and sometimes it's annoying. I don't know. Maybe it's too much to ask to have a tier system like that.
Not what you want from them. What do you want for yourself and your tune? Like,
that was good, though.
I like where you're
that.
thinking, and I wish you would bring that to the table when we are talking about future things for the game.
My tune. Okay,
but that is something we are going to be talking about. We are going to talk about Blizzard resolutions.
I'm a little too... It's a little too much when I'm soothing Mist, and the way I'm sitting there doing this too much. I need to chill out on that. It's too much of this all raid, like, you know what I mean?
So you're saying you're a lazy healer?
No, like I'm always doing it. It just seems like I'm always like whoever I'm healing and looking at. Like I'm just like wiggling my arms at while I soothe Mist. It's just, I just randomly thought of that. It's a little much. Maybe I don't need to soothe Mist as much. I just totally thought of that on the spot too. I've been
How
one of the
high
big
are you?
Not at all, actually. It's so funny. I
It's
just
the
randomly
pain
thought of
meds from his pinky.
Right, from his pinky toe. He's on that Vicodin.
Oh man,
like Coden.
Get that Percocet.
My toe is like a tooth that could come off at any time. But I've been huge supporter of just the way Mistweaver heals. It was relevant in PvP, so I don't really have.
Do you want to heal more and Hunter less, or?
Well, I have been. I haven't been. Even though I laughed last week and said I played my Hunter last week, it was really just the weapon quest chain and making sure I'd order resources to continue the resource orders. I've been 100% on the monk. I love all three specs. I like how they fight. Now, I haven't tested my DPS in a raid standpoint, so I would say more DPS from a Windwalker, if that's what you're asking me.
Do you have a goal? Do you have a goal that you want to attain in-game by the end of 2017? So, like, flash forward to 2018 show.
I don't know if it's an official goal, so with my class specifically, or just me.
Just in general in game, like whatever. What's a goal that may be difficult to reach that you want to reach this year?
More subscribers and more view-wise, and be a better podcaster overall, right? As much as I said I got to do what I wanted to do on my own terms the last 6 months, although I still did my pet battle videos.
Show notes. Just kidding,
right, or I did tonight. Right. I did excellent ones actually, but I definitely just kind of more dedication to the podcasting and my community that I built up on the Pet Battle channel. So just overall, a better me, Gemma Banks for 2017.
Not a new you, a better you.
A better me, right? Better me, and I'm gonna keep playing my monk. I love all three specs. I've been looking up the gear and stat changes for each spec, and I'm just going to be a good monk overall. I don't have a huge desire to play a lot of alts, and I will play my hunter a little bit. So yeah, just a better Gemma Banks, and I hope you guys can be better too.
Check you out.
I know.
I don't know.
It's going to be tough to follow that one, Secret, so...
Just do one of these.
I'm highlighting that on...
I can't even compete
on
with
the blooper reel of fuckery. I'm highlighting that.
There you go.
Do that again. How does it go?
Oh man,
that's so good.
That's so bad.
He's going like the Shining crazy because he's been in the house all week because of his broken toe. So he's like, here's Johnny. Yeah, he's totally going nuts.
Podcast time.
Secret, what's your resolution? What's your goal this year? What's your bag, baby?
I mean, essentially, it's kind of like what Gemma was saying, and I've thought about this too. I thought about it this past year, and we did BlizzCon and stuff like that, and I'm not gonna lie, I was more of the parent. Had my Starbucks every night, let everyone else drink, made sure that we had our designated walker on the way back to our hotel rooms and stuff like that. And I'm totally okay with that. I'm going to do it this coming up year anyways again. However, this year, I plan on being... I was making sure. I thought I had my mic muted.
I was listening because I want to hear the words that I want you to say.
Yeah, me too.
So I want to put myself further out there media-wise, like who I really am. Like,
I thought we were talking about taking shots together. That is not the direction I thought you were taking that conversation.
Oh, quit it.
I was about to buy the Patron because I'm in.
Maybe. I know you would. Maybe we'll talk later terms. Yeah, but no, like I really want to work on my Twitter, and I actually want to put like more live feeds of me and
being more
and
of secret
stuff.
instead of just feeling like it's just the once a week on the podcast. You want to have like an active role in what you're doing.
That way, people know me as Secret Sauce and David and who I really am compared to just, hey, it's Secret, the guy.
That's like the second best thing you could have ever said to me. The first is you have tacos. That was beautiful.
I do. I love tacos. So, but I mean, that's what I want to do. WoW related, in-game related. I mean, I play as much as I can just because of my schedule, and I'm okay with that. Kind of. I would love to just sit at home all day and get to play WoW.
Real life, bro.
Maybe on Wednesday, I always say I play the lottery. One day it's gonna happen. One day I'm gonna show up doing the podcast at Belle's house. She's not gonna have say so. So, we'll just fly everybody in.
I would never say no. I mean,
I know you wouldn't. We'll all do it right in front of the exact same camera, just talking over each other. But no, I mean, in game, I can't think of anything. I guess my goal is hopefully Mirman's head, by the end of the year.
That is so good for my heart that you want to like go all in. Like that is good for my heart because I
mean, you brought me onto the show, and like I said, I talk to people all day at work. I talk to like crowds of 200 people at a time, and it's not a big deal.
It's difficult when you're first starting to get your footing in the podcast,
right.
And then once you get like your thing going, then you realize, oh shit, I could actually dig this.
Yeah, exactly. And there's even like there's some shows even after I've been on where I'm like comfortable, and then the next show I'm like, why? I really don't have much to say today. But it's just that's life. I mean, even as a podcaster, it's gonna happen to not to you, of course, because you can't do that. So,
but I think sometimes too, when you're talking about how much WoW you do play and how much work you do, you get quite a bit of WoW time in. I feel like I rewatched
he just jams it into shorter days instead of like where I play every day in small bursts. He does long bursts in shorter periods of time.
Well, I'll rewatch our episode. Go ahead.
I cut my sleep. On my days off, I'll sleep like 3 hours just so I can get like 12 hours of WoW in. Sleep again, get another 12. Do date night.
So that's something that people don't hear, right? I think sometimes I rewatch the episode and I'll hear myself rambling or you talk about work, and it almost comes off like we don't get that much WoW time when we play quite a bit, but we want more to get more done.
I would, like I said, I would love to play more. I would love to level my alts. I would love to level all my professions and stuff like that, but I can't. So, right now I started leveling the Paladin. It actually felt good, but then at the same time too, he's like max geared from last expansion, so he's just good. So
you have the most legendaries on a pretty famous podcast as an individual. You're the total leader, right?
How many total legendaries do you have across your characters?
4.
Okay, he's beat me by 1. He's got me beat by 1.
Because you just got yours.
I have 3 on my main, and then I have 1 on my rogue.
Yeah, he's got me beat by 1.
Damn, 3 on your main, eh?
Yeah.
Remedies, how many do you have?
I have 1, and I run 3 tunes.
Uno más.
Emissaries and mythics.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
It's because you're rolling with me. Like
she's taking everything from you.
I'm not the juju. I'm not bringing the positive vibes because one time I made fun of Blizzard's 2-ply toilet paper.
Well, the one time she did the emissaries on her own, she got the fucking legendaries. So maybe that
it was this week. I'm going to talk about it in my week. Wow, actually, I had a great week this week.
I bet you did.
So, Remedies, what about you? What's your New Year's resolution? What's your goal for this year?
In terms of end game, it's get legendaries. I mean, what the fuck? In terms of just WoW in general, just well, the way that I got into the writers was forcing myself into the community in general, and
that
it's just
a little
become.
rapey.
I mean, maybe.
I'm just
I don't
kidding.
think
She'll do this.
that
You
way.
gotta get used to
I'm
her
sure
trying
somebody's
throw
going
you-
to be. Love me for me.
It's everyone's gonna be offended about something.
We have a list.
No, it's
Running list.
do we?
Yeah, we have a running list, literally a running notepad list of people we've offended. Or groups of organizations that we have offended.
But no, it's kind of a minor part of Secret Sauces where it's just become more active. I'm always lurking and helping in the background, but I mean, I'm never really. This is the most in front of anyone that I've ever been.
It was so weird the first time when I was like, you see yourself and you're just like, whoa. And guys, Twitter followers will come. You know, the first 6 months I thought no one cared about me. I had all these fake people follow me. They're not even real
They were
people.
all
and
Twitter bots.
They were. I got
All
like
bots.
He was like, I'm super famous. I have all these people. And then half of them were like half naked chicks trying to tweet
Yeah, it
their
was like,
Oh,
oh,
boobies.
yeah.
Right?
That's
But
a
in the
life right
last-
there.
In the last 2 months, I've gotten real people that have followed me, like a lot of people with a lot of followers. So thank you. And it is fun, you know, tweeting and acting like you're important on the Twitters.
It's not even about being important. It's about helping people in the community.
Yeah.
I've always helped, like, in game and all that, but I've never been like, oh, hey, if you guys need help, I'm the person.
Yeah, you have always been that way. I mean, we all know, and even Belle said, like, you know, you've carried her around for a lot of months, but, like, even me, I
Like
like
literally,
to ask,
physically
yeah,
on
carry
his
her.
back. Like, not like I carried her DPS.
She's not
Like,
offended. Like,
no, like he
Well,
threw
that
me over
too,
his shoulder and
but-
like we did things
Right.
in game.
but I go to you for just, like, random questions, whether it's, you know, a menu change or just, like, something in game.
That's true.
Or-
Like, where'd it go? It's not in the interface anymore.
Yeah, multiple times. So very helpful, yeah.
What a good resolution for your first
There you go.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Good things, good things. I like
Belle,
that.
let's F-bombs,
And you,
I
Belle?
heard.
Let's hear this.
Let's F-bombs,
hear this.
I heard.
Yeah.
This was my question, and I
Bombs
don't
over
even.
Baghdad.
I'm not even ready for that question.
Better figure it out.
I know I'm thinking right now. So, my in-game resolution is to PvP more.
Yeah.
I stumbled and I fell a little bit from the PvP situation, which we'll talk about that in my Bell's Bites. But,
Like I said, you're going to PvP that ass off tomorrow.
recovering and
out.
recouping with getting used to change and forcing myself to do something that I'm uncomfortable with because it's scary is kind of on my list. But my overall goal for this year is to have a better class understanding of all the classes and specs so that I could be more helpful with my information. Yeah. Not affliction. I will
Now,
lean.
see, you can't say
I
all.
will lean on the kindness of strangers for that help, but I
You can say
do.
most.
I have a fundamental understanding of affliction already, but I want to have a good general understanding of each class and spec and what they bring to the table, so that when I'm doing things, I can be a better version of what's needed for here.
There you go.
Because my overall resolution outside of getting my home life more of a manageable thing, which that's happening soon, super excited about that, is to be able to do more content, more guides, and have the time to be able to do it. So I'm making Belle's personal life less hectic and crazy, which means Mama Bear's pushing people from the nest so that I can just focus on my little family, and that way it leaves me more time to be able
I
to
like
do.
how you said bear and nest.
Well, because it's like a nest, but then I'm more of a bear than I am a bird, right? I mean, we can all agree.
I don't know. You do a pretty good Arakoa.
Cough.
Right?
But I'm working on doing things in my personal life instead of overextending myself in my personal life, and it just takes away from everything, and it's unnecessary for me to do that anymore. At the age I am, I have my own, things to focus on. I've taken care of people my whole life, and that's not a bad way to be, because I believe that good karma, and I believe that it's your job to take care of people. But now it's time for my brother and his girlfriend and their baby, and my brother-in-law.
Now it's time for you to take care of yourself.
Yeah, now it's time for them to go, and my kids are going off to college. It's time for me to just put
Or out the
into what's
door,
good for
or-
me, so that I can not feel so stretched thin with PWNCAST things or stretched thin with guild and game things. Because to be perfectly honest, guys, managing these things is it's not difficult. It's not unmanageable, and it's not unrealistic for me to juggle that and work and home life with kids. But I have a lot of elements behind the scenes that you guys don't know about with my life that make it damn near impossible for me to have any level of sanity at the end of my day. The things that have gone on this week, which I will spare you from, is just literally could be, I could write a book and people would read it. It's that interesting. So
It'd make a really good reality show.
it really would.
It sure would.
But what does not kill you will probably try again to kill you. So
It's not going to make you strong. It's going to try to kill
my
you.
goal is to arrange my life in such a way where I can do everything that I want to do without feeling like I'm lacking in some area or I'm giving up something to do something else. That's really what the ultimate. And I want to see there. I have personal goals for PWNCAST that I want to see reached. I thought I was going to be 5K. I even told Jimma last year by December I was going to be 5K subs on the PWNCAST channel. That was my own fault because BlizzCon happened and then everything else happened and it put my content to a dead stop. So, but I want the YouTube channel to be a focus and a place for people to go to for stuff that they need. So that's my,
Makes sense.
that's my.
I mean, but
It's a good
but
reset button.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, you have to realize.
I've got one on my
you-
motherboard.
You have so much going on at the end of the year. So,
Yeah, the end of the year is
You know.
awful.
right, and that's what I'm saying. So,
I mean,
it's not like it's a super stretch goal. It's not like you're saying, "Hey, I want 1 million followers." No. 500,000.
I wanted 5,000. I wanted 5K
5,000.
subs is what I wanted.
Right. And it's going to happen. It's
We're almost
just
at 4K. We're not too,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we just hit January 2nd. Not even a big deal. It could happen within the end of the week. Who knows? But
The only reason why I want more subs on YouTube, guys, for me to be perfectly honest with you, is because I want Blizzard to take me seriously when it comes to me trying to get dev interviews and me trying to get what I need from Blizzard for informational purposes.
Right.
The more people pay attention to you in the community for your viewers and your watchers and your listeners, the more people that I have to physically show them, hey, by the way, I'm not a little guy anymore. I have 20K subs on our YouTube channel. The easier it's going to be for me to get inside Blizzard, to get what I
Right.
need information-wise, instead of having to stalk Wowhead to get what I need. So that's really what
valid.
it's about, honestly, at the end of the day.
yeah.
And because I want to be famous in Japan. So I'm big in
mean,
Sweden.
Yeah, because you go all the time.
Yeah, we're big in Sweden right now, guys. You didn't know, but we're a top podcast in Sweden. So if we could take over Japan, like, we're in.
A lot of people from the UK watch my.
We do get a lot of
Pep
people,
battles.
and shout out to the new Icelander who watches us, Ivan.
cool.
Shout out to Ivan from Iceland. So we're going to move into the segments. Now, before we do so, I want to thank everybody who's been commenting on the show the last couple weeks, even outside of the giveaway stuff. A lot of you have reached out. I have some emails I'm going to read today. A lot of you have really come out to just support what we do vocally, and that has been so good for me. I did take some time today to respond to the YouTube. So hopefully you guys have seen those, but it's just a good feeling that you guys are super supportive, and it's good for my soul.
Yeah, I mean that's always it's an added bonus when people actually take that time out of their
They don't have to. They
additional
could
life.
just
You
keep
know,
on scrolling.
Yeah, right. They watch the show and they could be like, okay, cool, I'm done. But no, they take that extra minute, 10 minutes, whatever it is, to think about what they want to write to you or to Gemma or Remedies, because no one writes to me, and I'm okay with that because I don't really have content right now, so it's okay. I'm not offended.
It does. That awkward moment when Jim is muted, I wasn't going to tell him. I was just
It's
going to
fine.
let him keep going, but then I felt
He,
bad.
he did it earlier. I couldn't read.
Through
couldn't
the
read his lips.
intro. I did go a couple months where I'm like, no one even cares I'm on this podcast. I look through the comments and wouldn't see anything about Jimma.
The only
But
reason
people
I am
get
is
so-
because I'm loud, though. I'm all over. I don't let people not hear me. That's the only difference. I'm
Well,
just
we
loud.
know. Her yelling is just like talking to us now, like
I'm
we're
just
immune
loud.
to it.
But
so-
if you notice on the shows, on the episodes, when you guys are super in the thing, like, everybody knows who you are because they miss you when you're not there. You know, it's one of those things where you're just, everything is moseying along until huge change happens, and then they're like, oh shit.
It
Yeah.
takes time for people to connect with you, or even like
Right.
topic wise, like I was just the pet battle guy, and there's so much more to me than just the pet battles, right? So it does
There's
take a
more
while
to you
for the
than meets
viewers
the
to,
eye.
right?
Robots in disguise.
Yeah. So you just totally threw me off track.
It's what I do. It's like my role.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
By the way, quick shout out to Tio because I just saw his comment about me.
What else? Yeah, he said there's another female on the show. Is that what he said? There will never be another female on the show, and I'm going to just disclose because several people have asked me in email if I ever plan on bringing another female personality. I'm going to be really honest with you guys because I feel like we've been going through the motions for the last 3 years, and I can be, we're intimate at times, I think, and I feel like we're at the stage in our relationship with everybody listening and watching that I could be completely honest. So Belle's personality is not set up to chill with other women, right? The women that listen to us, if you listen to us and you still love me, that means you're my bestie for life because you connect with me on that level. And those females that are listening, they know already how I feel and what I mean when I say I don't really get down with the females that much. There's a reason for it, and it's the reason that my life 90% of the time is drama-free when it comes to this community that we're in, because I don't fuck with it. There's a reason, and in perfect...
I don't fuck with you.
Right, and the truth is, here's my honesty. I'm alpha. I don't share that. That's the only, I don't know how to not be honest about that, because a lot of people have been like, hey, why don't, bring da-da-da. I'm alpha. I don't share that. These are my boys.
And I'm Omega.
No, but I'm just saying, that's how women are. Women, some women are just not built to just,
Right.
I like females. I don't have a lot of female friends, but the ones that I do have.
Don't lie.
All the ladies that are listening right now are like, I know exactly what she's talking about, because it's just a certain type of way
it's a thing.
Yeah, that some
Trust
women
me.
are. And it's
I've dated
just
a lot of
never
women.
served my purposes to be around a bunch of girls, in truth. They're very catty and they don't lift each other up, and it's just not about that, and I'm not about that life. I don't need to compare whose boobs are bigger because I already know. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Let's
not
have a
needed.
pissing
Is that what
contest.
girls are doing?
No, just
I guess we
girls
do
are super
that.
competitive with who's the prettier one, who's the funnier one, who's getting more attention, who has
We
more
talk about our
follows.
penises all the time.
I don't seek to be the more popular one. I've been telling you guys for years that I want you guys to be the ones out there, not myself, because that is what matters to me. So,
Belle, it is 2017. Female gamers have come a long way, and
They
we need
sure
to shed
have.
those
in truth,
stereotypes.
I
that you're
belong in the
enforced.
kitchen making sandwiches. I'm sure.
A mighty fine sandwich.
So I
mind
want to tell you guys a funny story. You're gonna hate my husband when I tell you this. We were going to.
Of course, he's gonna hate you for telling
We were
this
passing
story.
through the grocery store parking lot to get to the other side, and this guy is pushing his wife in the cart, and he goes, "Look, he bought a new sandwich maker." And I'm like, "That's so
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Kudos to that. He's good.
She was in the
Anyway.
cart, and then I was talking
The
shit.
shopping cart?
Yeah, she was in. He was pushing her in the shopping cart,
Was
and
she
then
19 or
no,
something?
she was grown, and I was we were making fun of her, but then I realized, I looked at him and I was like, I would totally let you push me in the shopping cart because that's how lazy I am. So I'm
I guess
clowning.
you're gonna go home and make him a sandwich.
I didn't.
I'm surprised you didn't say, I hope he kept the receipt.
Oh my, that was a bit. That would have. Why didn't I think of that?
Because you're not.
She's
that
probably a
way.
good sandwich maker.
Oh man, this is why I don't win the game. Gemma, what news from the pet battle world?
No news. Nothing new is going on. Actually, there was news to me, which I'll get to in a moment. But what I wanted to do, and I've been so picky with making an official top 5 and an official top 10. Once you post that, that's on the internet forever.
Yeah, can't go back.
Forever.
It has to be able to fluctuate.
Well, and it will, and it always depends on what you need as a user. Do you power level pets? Do you PvP, right? So I started making a top 5, top 10 list, and I just broke down and just made a top 10 necessary list for you, not necessarily beginners, but maybe for some people that are in pet battles that aren't as locked in as myself or some of the other viewers. And as time goes and more segments happen, I'll give more detailed pets and more harder to get pets. But I kept this list simple and effective. All these pets are very easy to get, and they're all must-haves for either beating pet tamers. Some of them will help you for PvP pet battles, but it's mostly for just, day-to-day life, beating those tamers, some of your old level 90 garrison pet battles. Some will get you through PvP pet battles, but most importantly, they're easy and you must have. So my list that I put together is in no particular order, but the first two I feel are in good order. Anubisath Idol, it's tanky, it's a humanoid pet, and it will defeat almost all of the Mist of Pandaria tamers to help you power level your pets. And then the Terraclaw Hatchling, which is great for PvP pet battles, some tamers, but also the Celestial Tournament. The Emerald Protowhelp that can be found in Sholazar Basin is an amazing Dragonkin pet for a number of reasons. It's pretty good for PvP pet battles. It actually counters my favorite team quite well, but it's necessary for a lot of pet tamers to power level your pets against Grandmaster pet tamers. Chrominius, that two-headed dragonkin, that's also awesome for nuking flying companion pets. Great against a variety of pet tamers. The mechanical Pandaren Dragonling, engineers make this. You can get it on the auction house, and it's good for PvP pet battles as well, but it will mainly help you for some fights in the Celestial Tournament, some pet tamers, and again, some of those level 90 garrison pet battles. Those level 90 garrison pet battles, sometimes that's the hardest group of pets for me to suggest to a newer player. They'll get to their level 90 garrison and they'll say, well, what do I need? It really does change daily. So a couple that I mentioned will really help you, like the mechanical Pandaren Dragonling, the Emerald Protowhelp, and then I want to mention the Nexus Whelpling, which is number 6 on the list. Nexus Whelpling is very easy to get. You can find it in the wild as well. And the Zandalari Ankle Render, it's very easy to get on the Isle of Giants. And I put this on the list specifically because it's going to help you in the Tannin Jungle against all of those pet tamers. You can beat them all with 3 or 4 pets, but it'll also help you against some of those big boss trainers. All of a sudden, these pet bosses or certain things have big pets with a lot of health. The Zandalari Ankle Render will mark it for extra damage, and then it will just do a lot of extra damage with that buff on it, and then increase attack done to that the enemy pet by 100%. So very important. Also, the Emperor Crab can be found in the wild. It's just a tanky crab. It's very effective in a lot of different scenarios. And then a rabbit. A rabbit is very easy to get. That's number 9 on the list. And I know a lot of you aren't keeping track, but the 10th one, I needed to add. I needed to add a mechanical pet, right? And mechanical pets are so wide in range. Like, really, you only need a couple in your repertoire, but I had to pick 1 or 2 to tell you for this list specifically. And I chose the Dark Moon Tonk or the Dark Moon Zeppelin. Both different. They have similar abilities, but also very different. So you can't really go wrong with either one of those. I chose the Clockwork Gnome for my very first pet to level. So if you are picking your Pikachu, meaning, one to get all of the experience in and level up for your first pet, I do recommend a mechanical pet. It will go a long way. So that's my top 10 list of just easy must-have pets. Most of them you can get in the wild, very easy peasy. And one thing that I found out from last show from one of our viewers and actually a good friend, Softy, I hope I said your name right. We debated how to say it at the start of the show, but you've been someone I've chatted with a lot since I've joined, probably the most since I've joined the podcast, right? So shout out to you. And you corrected me. I said last week how the Unborn Valkyr is the elusive pet. It still is in a way. It has 27 different spawn points, and it's all over North Ren, right? So you didn't really know where it was, and it had a 2-hour spawn. This summer, August was the first couple posts I saw when players were noticing they were spawning a lot more frequent, 20 minutes on the spawn. So even though Jimma is not really about that farming life, 20 minutes is a much better grind to look for a pet
than 20 hours.
Right, and exactly. And I debated putting this in my top 10 list, but I didn't, just based on you having to look for this pet. But it's an undead companion pet, and so many undead companion pets are used for PvP pet battles. So if you don't have an Unborn Valkyr and you are down with the pet battle life, go look for this in North Ren. There's a list. You can easily Google a list of all the different spawn points. You can even be lazy like me and park a alt in one of those spawn locations and just log in every couple, now 20 minutes, right? You can log in every couple times a day and it might be in front of you, or, give a fly around and look for that pet. And then just a couple I wanted to mention that are not on the list that I might have I don't think they're necessarily top 10 material, but you could use them in your collection. A moth is very good, any moth. The Blighthawk is an undead bird, very effective. The Rose Taipan specifically for PvP pet battles, which is new in Legion, the only pet I've mentioned from Legion. And then the Iron Starlet is always fun to blow up, enemy companion pets because it just does so much raw damage. So just a quick list. I won't keep going on. I got some other things here about why I didn't put an elemental pet on or a magic companion pet, but that's really for expanding past this list of 10 and not really
And I'm
needed.
sure someone will ask you that question in the comments.
Why not this one?
There you go.
Why not this breed? A lot of the better elemental ones are like the ones you buy or you can't get anymore, like the Molten Corgi, Little Ragnaros, and Blossoming Ancient. There's cool ones in the wild, like a Fell Flame and a Phoenix Hatchling that you can have, but again, not necessary for a top 10 list. And you don't want to confuse too many of the, pet battles are confusing for a lot of people that don't do a lot of pet battles, I find. There's just so much random information that they don't have access to. So we'll keep it short at 10. And thanks for joining us.
There you go.
Did anybody else hear that also? Or what's going on at your house?
So we have company.
Oh, okay.
So
you have a squawking bird?
No, it's a 4-year-old girl.
Oh, I got you,
So,
Boo Boo. You're right. They do sound like squawking birds. Same.
My girlfriend, her brother, and his family came to have dinner. I decided to have Chinese food at like 3 p.m., so I didn't have dinner with them and all that fun stuff. So earlier, when you thought the crowd was cheering for the football game, that was them all at the kitchen table having a good time.
Oh, okay.
And, kudos to them. But I got things to do. I got this to do. So yeah.
You got to practice your Belle look like.
Oh, yeah, when someone's standing in my hallway like my daughter was earlier, and she started to say my name, and I was like... And she went...
Die?
Yeah. That's how that worked. And then she ran away. Remedies. You and I talked recently about Nighthold, because one of the things that I think is always interesting is for those of us who are not really always in the know about stuff, especially since PvEing is not really my passion. I'll go through a whole raid tier and not know why we're fighting. All I know is I was asked to wield a staff, and I'm wielding my staff. I don't really know why we're fighting, who we're fighting, and to what end and what purpose. So I thought it would be nice for Remedies to talk about Nighthold. And we are going to go through each of the bosses over the series of the next couple episodes. But I thought it would be nice for him to kind of give us the who, why, what, where, and when. Why are we going into Nighthold? What is taking us there? What is our end game purpose in Nighthold? The whole shebang. So I thought it would be nice for him to give us... This is not for the people who are like glued to lore books, guys, and like know all the things, including the kind of underwear that Gul'dan wears. This is, for me, essentially. Take it away.
Okay, well, quick rundown of the Nighthold and why it's important is kind of the War of the Ancients going way back. So Sorbar City was an important part of the War of the Ancients. It was a pivotal part of removing the demon and the Burning Legion. For right now, it's the biggest thing would be Gul'dan making friends with Elisande. And so what we want to do is stop Gul'dan from summoning Kil'jaeden and all the baddies. And so one of the first bosses would be is the little Scorpid that's become corrupted. Not only corrupted, but has absorbed Nightwell's energy. And that will be the first barrier that we have to overcome. It's been a Scorpid that's been down there for 10,000s of years, so it's
scary.
It's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's not like in a very amazing or like a oh, this thing has so much stuff to do about it. It's just a Scorpid literally that's absorbed the Nightwell's energy. And is,
what does the Nightwell energy give to it? Is it like the same thing with the Fel and Gul'dan?
Arcane. It's power. It's arcane. It's
which Nightwell they're all high off that Nightwell stuff anyway. All the Sumerians,
you're a drug dealer,
the wretched,
pretty much.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's the Nightwell that they're all like arcane crackheads.
You keep them lit.
Yeah, it's become a not even a addiction. It's a need now because the withered isn't from overconsumption. It's literally they don't get it, and
it's a lack of consumption.
Pretty much, yeah, because it's not even them like having to use it to cast spells. It's literally to live and breathe, and so that's what we'll learn about that stuff as we're going through Nighthold, because the Nightwell was made from the waters of the Well of Eternity, but it was infused with the Eye of Amun-Thul, which is the last pillar of creation that we will pick up.
Right.
And so
quest line to pick that damn thing up, huh?
Yeah, that's what that will do with the raid. And so
Which the
Yeah, well-
Amenthal, or Amenthal, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, is that not tied to the essence of Amenthal that we're going to be getting to get the thing that, the Titan
Right.
essence to upgrade our weapons?
Yeah, that's the Eye of Amanthul. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
we're going to be grabbing. Yeah. Yeah,
It's,
so that's
it's the last one for the pillar, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so we'll be going through demons, Elisan's I don't even know what to call it. Elisan's little group of people.
They're groupies?
We'll be going. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
She got hoes?
She's the all the people that we're going through is the Elisan's yes people. Like they're all like, yeah, we're here for the Burning Legion, yes. And
Is
not
it
good.
because they're scared or because they want her to keep giving them crack?
No, it's a fear.
That does-
It's a legitimate fear because Gul'dan was pretty much like, okay, here's all this stuff going on. It's either A, we wipe you out with the rest of the people, or we become best friends.
Let's be besties.
Interesting.
And so, yeah, that's a lot of the going underneath the Nighthold won't really be like lore-wise like really important in terms of the people. It'll just be like, oh, this random boss, this boss. It doesn't get really interesting until you start getting up in front of the demons and the council that Elisan has made.
So the well of it, or the night well, is something we're protecting. No,
It's something that it's hard to really say protect. It's something
I know
that
that
we
the
don't.
night well will nourish us because I've been told that about 20 billion fucking times in Suramar when I click on an NPC. So I do know
It's
You know
more
that.
of
You know
a-
that much.
that something is
more
not
remove-
quite right.
Yeah. It's becoming more of a remove the taint. I mean,
Nobody
choice
can
of
ever
words.
say that word and me be able to. It's like when people say duty. Like, I can't physically deal with that situation.
no, it's more of make sure Gul'dan can't mess with it any longer because. So the same thing happened with the Well of Eternity. They made it into a portal. It was pulling Sargeras through, and that's something that we definitely do not want to happen. And so.
Now, why are they swapping to the night well? Is it because we shut them down with Well of Eternity? So they're using it because it's the next best thing for their little shenanigans?
Yeah, it's pretty much. So what draws them to Azeroth is because of the World Spirit. It overflows with arcane energy, and they can sense it through the Twisting Nether. I said that way messed up. Twisting. Oh my god. Twisted Nether. Oh my god.
Man.
The Twisting Nether?
The Twisting Nether.
That was amazing.
That
That was
pretty
almost
impressive.
like when I said, never mind.
Like what? Go ahead.
Story time.
Nope.
No.
It was an awful time in live on TV history when Belle tried to capture not the flag.
Oh yeah.
Repeat that because I'm not going to bleep it out again. It was an awfully embarrassing time.
What was going on with that Twisting Nether though?
Oh, yeah, the Twisting Nether.
Well, that's how they're seeing into what we have is they have the Nightwell, and that's what they want.
So
Is
they
that
have... Okay, who has the Nightwell right now?
Elisan.
But is she not Suramar people? She's Nightfallen, yes?
Yeah, she's Nightborn, but she's in league with the Burning Legion now because
So she took, or she was already in charge. Like, was it her
Oh, she
job
was
to
already-
be the keeper of the Nightwell? But
no,
so
it was already part of the Nightborn deal, yeah,
and so now she's using it for evil.
pretty much. And you remember how the kind of spoily, I guess, if you haven't done the incursion achievement, but when it does the time bomb, that is her using the Nightwell and the Amanthul artifact.
What a bitch.
So that will come into play as we run through Nighthold.
Who's on first?
Your mama?
Who's on first?
Oh,
So, for those of you who have not done Insurrection, which is the final part of the Suramar stuff, you actually go to the gates. You and Khadgar, you guys are besties, and once again, he's going to stand there and let us do all the work, 'cause that's what we do, guys. So if you haven't done those, we don't yet know if you have to have it to be able to get into the Nighthold. I have looked to try to confirm this. Nowhere does it say that you have to have Insurrection as an achievement complete and got the quest to kill Gul'dan. Nobody has said that that's a for sure thing. I would think that they would want to force people to go through that content.
Right.
So it would not make sense to me if they didn't gate it behind that. If they did and they just gave it freely, I would be...
The thing that makes it seem like it will be is because when you go through that whole thing, you actually go down to the entrance of the Nighthold raid. So it makes sense.
It seems like it would be an attunement per se, like it's gated behind that achievement. So to be safe, guys, go do your Insurrection. Every week, every Tuesday, there's a new quest you pick up. You go see Thalrisa, right? Did I say that right? Thalrisa?
Thalrisa.
Remedy, you're making me a better person when you make me pronounce stuff right. And you feed the berries to somebody in Shananana, and then you go through the series of quests with her that week.
The Arkandor and Shalaran, yeah.
That's what I said, Shananana.
So don't want to do those damn quests. I'm dead serious. I haven't been there.
Honestly, from a storyline,
I don't care.
It's not difficult whatsoever. It's super easy.
I know they're not.
But from a storyline perspective, I did quite we found ourselves like every week logging in to go want to check it out because we wanted to kind of see where it was going to take you. And Suramar, #fan favorite.
#bullshit.
Somebody's the bitter bear.
No, I was literally content when I was done. When I got the achievement and all that grand stuff, I was like, cool.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, but wait, you're gonna still need this shit. No, I'm dead serious, Belle. I have not been in there since I finished that damn achievement.
I'm gonna need you to calm down.
I don't think he's bitter. I think he just doesn't love it as much as you do. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, not many people are gonna love it as much as I do. No. You know what I mean?
I don't know what it was. Like, in all honesty. You know what I don't like? The fact that I have to go to that fucking place just to craft shit on my tailor. Not a fan. Stupid.
It doesn't bother me. I don't tailor enough for it to matter, I guess, is why.
I'm pretty sure there's people that are going to comment and say, you're absolutely correct, Secret. That place can suck a fat one.
There's a lot of people that don't.
Someone's
like
bitter.
it at
He's
all.
really, guys, we found a trigger for him.
Yeah, trigger.
Trigger.
He never gets mad. He never raises his voice. He never gets upset. Boy, you say some bullshit about Suramar, and it's like a full emotional.
Like I got hot. Warm. Yeah. I haven't even been there on my alt yet. And I need to. Don't want to do it.
So 2 things before I move on to my segment. Now, typically,
Let's get serious now.
Yeah, I know, right? It's about to get real.
Typically, we have always seen what the hot topic was and where the need was when it comes to lore. So I think it might be a good idea for you guys to comment, send me an email, tell me the lore that you guys would like to hear about. If there's a specific subject matter you would like some more information on, maybe you want a theorycraft session to happen, or if there's, we want to know what you want to know. So send an email, belle@pwnecast.net or info@pwnecast.net. Send a Twitter DM. I follow everybody back, so send a DM. Let us know what you're interested in hearing about and learning about outside of because we usually cover the current stuff. But let us know what help do you need explanation wise for lore? What questions do you need answered? Let us do the dirty work for you. Giggity.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And now, secondly, we've never. Let me finish a complete sentence. We have never actually involved the public in anything that we do cast-wise here at PWNCAST. And the reason we don't do that is because Belle likes to do things a particular way. I like to throw someone out there and kind of see whether they sink or swim. I want to see what dynamic they bring. And it's always been a real natural progression. Right around the time I know somebody's going to make their exodus from the show, usually somebody starts to show their face to let me know they're a perfect fit. That's how Jimma was. It was just, these are things are just a natural absorption. Now, because we suffered back-to-back losses really, you know, in the span of a few months, Belle didn't have time for her Mr. Miyagi to kick in with, you know, that natural progression. So I thought we would make things super awkward, and we got a lot of really positive feedback on Remedies and him being on last week. So I thought,
From who?
I thought that I would leave it to the listeners and the viewers to tell me what you feel about Remedies. We can never replace Lycan, right? We know that. I've said, you know, there's never going to be a replacement. However, rain or shine, the lore must go on, right? We have to have lore. Hashtag fans demand it. So I want you guys to comment on the show. If you are an iTunes listener, send me a quick email. Just, Belle, here's what I think of Remedies. Don't hold back, guys. The good, the bad, the gossip.
Let her have it.
We want to hear what you think because, after all, isn't this your show?
Deal
Deal or no deal?
That twist. And did you just say fans?
Did I? Well, because, you know,
You sure did.
the guys say the hashtag fans demand it shit whenever they want me to do something. They always tweet it when they want to try to force my hand.
Followers.
Yes, but the community,
followers.
I want to know.
Kind of a thing of the past, too.
So I want you guys to help us decide what you feel is good and what you guys enjoy here at PWNCAST. So this is the first time we have ever done this in the history of ever. So I want to know what you guys think. Comment on the YouTube channel. Say thumbs up for Remedies or thumbs down for Remedies.
I'm gonna comment
the
right now.
weakest link. Or
yeah,
not.
and you know, I suffer a lot of negative feedback being a female and not making sandwiches in the kitchen. I mean, I get a lot of you should be in the kitchen, really.
I don't suffer any feedback.
So
'cause
if
I don't
you
know
have-
if anyone says anything.
People
so.
talk about you all the time on the YouTube channel. Every week somebody mentions your name.
What?
Yeah, someone
Yeah.
just said they missed you.
Yeah. So
Oh, sorry. Holidays. I spent
See?
time with my mom. Those are good
So
times.
we want to know what you think, and this is your guys' show after all. We're just here for you. So you let me know. You give me the direction in which you want to see this thing go.
I like that. And if you have
sounds
something
good.
to say
Yeah.
about Belle, I want you to tweet me or DM me. Let me know what you like about her on the show.
Get her
maybe what
off.
you don't like her on the show. Like, I want to know what you feel about Belle. So tweet me or DM me and let me know.
Nothing hurts my feelings anymore, so you guys won't hurt my feelings.
She's
It's
a
been-
strong lady.
It's all been said to me before. I suffered my first meltdown when some guy told me I didn't belong playing video games. I cried for 2 days, so I'm good. I've got it fixed. We're okay. He did.
She
He
takes this shit for real, people. Don't say
told
that
me
stuff.
that I should be in the kitchen and that nobody likes a bossy gamer girl. That's weird because I'm pretty sure a bossy gamer girl is every man's fucking fantasy that plays video games. 100%. 100%. You guys all like those bossy, badass female heroines. I don't want to hear that shit dressed in pleather with silly string in their ass. Yeah, that's every man's fantasy. So.
I'm sure some do. I'm sure. This reminds me of like a Dave Chappelle skit. Sorry, it's not WoW related, but it was like 100 ways to please your man, written by some lady. Like, there ain't no 100 reasons to keep a man happy. There's 4 things. And I
Don't
won't
list
say
those
them
4
on the-
things.
No, yeah, no. Some do want a bossy gamer girlfriend. Some do.
No, the badass fighter chick that's scantily clad and half naked, and it's completely like not even possible for a female to fight with floss in her ass. So, but men like that.
Never
They
say
like
never,
that
Belle. Never
take
say
charge
never.
kind
Try
of
it.
like
Try
character
it first before you
attitude.
talk
You know,
about
like
it.
the Tomb Raider chick. You know what I'm saying? Like Laura
knock it till
Croft.
you try
man.
it.
Laura Croft.
Right?
I haven't. Did you say don't knock it till you try it? Only in college. Remedies only in college. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is, so I realized that in my disconnect from PvP that I had disconnected with the community a little bit. So I did set out to do some research on the current state of PvP, and it's pretty scary knowing that there was just over 50,000 active competitors for Legion Season 1. versus how many subs we have. That's a huge downward
Oh,
spiral.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, that's a huge downward spiral of the PvP community. And in a large part, there have been a lot of good things and elements that have been added to PvP, but I think a lot of things might be too much for people to take in general. So when you're breaking it down, okay, prestige, that's great. Cool. You get to work hard, you get some accolades there, right? You get some nice little nameplates, you get some in-game cosmetic stuff that may or may not be cool. You get the ability to say, well, I'm prestige this and I'm prestige that. You get things that are good, and PvPers like those. It was a good system that they brought over from Call of Duty. Then they say, okay, gear has always been a huge part of what we do, right? I want to say we started to see the decline in how important the gear was in Draenor, right? In the very beginning of Draenor, we started to see where they were making gear not, they wanted to, what was the word that they used? They wanted the average guy to be able to log in PvP and not have to grind for gear, right?
Right.
I mean, you guys heard the argument, maybe you shouldn't be doing it on a high-end level then, Maybe you shouldn't be in arenas if you don't have time to gear. That was not a popular opinion. I got hate mail. I'm sorry for reality, guys. Reality sucks, I guess. So I then ride the bandwagon that everybody else was because I wanted to see what it was all about. And I said, okay, maybe they're not being really a gear distinction. Maybe that's kind of cool. I realize the reason I haven't been playing isn't just because I haven't had anybody to play with. I have no reason. Getting my talents is not enough for me to want to get on this grind and put up with the bullshit that you put up with when you're PvPing. It's not enough for me. I have no reason to do it. Possibly because RNG might sway my way with me getting a good PvP piece, but doesn't really matter because gear's basically obsolete. Cool, I get an extra roll of talents. Fucking sweet. I don't give a shit. I literally don't care because to what end? By the time I'm done, I'm going to have all my talents anyway. There's no real purpose for me. So then I thought, maybe I'm just being a shithead. Belle, maybe you're just being a jerk. Could be valid. I go to the forums and I realize I'm not the only one that feels that way. And I didn't even know that was the problem. Because normally you go and you're on every day and every week doing your cap, right? That was like a thing even in this house when my husband PvP'd, which my husband doesn't PvP anymore either. In fact, he completely abandoned WoW for Overwatch because he couldn't deal with the PvP changes. So
I seen him online one day.
He's
I almost
trying
shit my
really hard
pants.
because I've asked him, because I want to PvP again. I've asked him to kind of get back into it, thinking we could get the band back together. But it's just, the PvP is just so different. So I started looking at all the things that I'm missing that we don't have. So we would log in and every week we would get that cap. Every single week we would make sure we would have our caps so that we had what we need to be able to get our gear. We conquest. Like that was the main event. That was purpose. Then when you were at cap, okay, great. Now maybe you could try to get the strong box to get the extra trinket that you wanted, right? The better trinket because it added, 1,000 more of your main stat. And you could double, intellect, your trinkets, whatever. So, okay, they remove our gear as a source of grinding. Instead, they replace it with your talent grinding, right? Then you want to move forward because you want to unlock your talents. Then I found I don't really care about my talents as much as I thought I was going to when the game was live. When I had talked about beta and I thought, how cool is it going to be that you're going to be the best that you could be with all your new talents? It's not really that great, guys. It isn't really super amazing. Some of the talents are cool. I really dig adaptation for casters. I think it's a good talent. There's some talents for my warlock that I think are great. But I just don't care. I have no desire to grind or do anything. With that, if you don't have friends to play with, right, that would at least be enough if you're grinding gear or if you had a purpose, a goal in mind, it would be enough to keep you in it. It hasn't been enough, so I just gave up. I put a call out a couple weeks ago asking for people to PvP with. Still waiting for people that want me to be on an RBG team with them. I'm trying to RBG with you people, guys. I'm trying to kill and chaos bolt and fear. That is what I do.
And die.
So I realize I tried to be so positive and upbeat about the PvP, and I realize why. I didn't want it to suck. So I try to trick myself by hyping it up, right? We hyped it up in beta. I hyped it up because I thought I could do this. I can't do it. It sucks. It is not fun right now. There's nothing fun for me about PvP. Friends will change that. PvPing with my friends will change that because that is a difference.
Right.
That does make a difference when you're PvPing. Gemma
It's a
promised
totally
me
different
some.
dynamic.
Ain't made good on that promise yet. I'm waiting.
I'm local. We
You
can
haven't
do it
made
right
good on
after
your
this
promise
show.
either. If you
I
want to
think
go
his,
there, then.
me and you are gonna battle. That might give me the little blood in my mouth taste and make me want to attack more. But I realized slowly what my problem has been with PvP. I couldn't for the life of me. I blamed it on being too busy with World Quest. There's no real reason because before I would always make time. My problem is PvP sucks right now. A lot of you are going to be angry at me. A lot of you are going to agree with me, and that's okay. But for me, the thrill is
It's
gone.
not where you want it.
No, the thrill is not there. Blizzard, if you're listening, I
Because
need
it's not
you
in
to
the
give me a
vanilla.
reason to Arena. I need you to give me a reason to RBG. I need you to give me a reason to give a fuck about PvP because right now I don't care. And it's disturbing and it's depressing and it makes me sad that I've had to resort to raiding, no offense, Secret. I've had to resort to raiding to have some type of fun in game because I lost that element. No wonder all my PvPers left. It fucking sucks. Guys, I'm admitting it and I'm going on the record that it sucks. Badly. So, what does this mean? Do I ever give you a problem without a solution? No. I've seen a lot of good stuff on the forums about solutions and about things that people think should go, what we should do. I want to see you guys and what you guys think, and I want you guys to comment, those of you that PvP, and tell me, give me your perspective. Have I hit the nail on the head? Am I missing the mark? What is it that we can do to make this better? What can we have Blizzard do to make this better? Because PvP is broken, guys, whether we want to admit it or not. I realize these streamers are still making it happen, but that's
Right.
because their livelihood, man, their bread and butter relies on their
They have
PvP.
to.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it relies on them doing this stuff. And so does mine, essentially. My whole part on this show is PvP. How you gonna hate PvP? And that's what you do. So,
Truth.
How do you
part
make
of
PvP
my
great again?
that is why and that is why part of my resolution is for me to me, I'm gonna find a way to make it good. I'm gonna find a way to overcome this bullshit, and I'm gonna sit and pray that Blizzard's gonna pull their fucking head out of their ass and they are going to fix what is wrong with this game in PvP. I am literally going
Hey,
to pray.
you sound like me about Suramar.
I really tried, guys. I tried to be positive. Gemma, dude, I've been literally I've been on this oh, it's going to be, everything is awesome when you're part of a team. Fuck no, it
Yeah.
ain't. It's stupid and it sucks and it's pointless.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of the things that we talked about that were good, they were good. I read the 50,000 and I knew 50,000 players, which is not a lot. And I
Sounds
kind of
great
thought
until
about it
you
as
realize,
well.
right?
Well, no, yeah, it seemed lower, and when you compared it to how many people we have subscribed, but let's be real, like you said, other than the PvP talents and the couple new arenas, everything's the same. It's the same old, and with a little bit less
With
things
less
to strive
things
towards.
to strive for, right?
Right. I never thought about the gear thing until you brought it up, and I listened to you on I forget the name of the podcast where you and Ro talked about PvP as well.
The rolling restart.
Right. Rolling restart, good episode. So I thought a little bit about the PvP as well, and it's just the same. There's not a lot of spice other than the talents, and here's the other thing though, you need to just step into arenas and stop being so
But I
worried
got no
about
reason.
it.
I got no conquest to grind
You're
for.
right. You're right. Well, exactly. And the gear from
Great,
the
I
gearbox.
gotta grind honor, but I don't care.
Right, and the gear from the gearboxes aren't good unless you have a higher rating anyway. Like, you literally get 840 crap out of your
okay.
box that you won't use. Yeah, your rating has to be good. So, and even then, I think potentially raid-wise, you're going to get better gear anyway. So, I agree. There needs to be gear, more content in PvP, or something else to strive towards. And then you need to get over the whole arena thing and just get in there, whether it's with remedies, myself. I'm local. Don't call me out. I did say I was going to game with you my 2 days off, but everyone knows how to get a hold of me. Everyone knows how to get a hold of me. But you're right about the PvP.
I think,
I agree.
what would I change? What would I want to see back? I think the gear was a mistake. And
The way they did it, yeah.
I understand the reasons they did it, guys. I know that there's some of you that don't get time to play and you didn't want it to make a huge difference. I understand.
But they fixed that.
Yeah, but
like,
that was a factor in the game. Like
Well,
that's something that
you're
earned,
right.
Like,
You
earned.
should be judged based off the gear that you are wearing. Why? Because it is that way for PvE. Let my fucking
Right.
brand new Taco Bell try to roll with the big boys in Heroic Emerald
Mythic
Nightmare
15.
and have the whole raid team be pissed off because I brought an undergear tune in there. Because you have to work for it, right? You have to work for it. So what's the difference? We took that out of PvP because they wanted to focus on the talents. I thought that was a great idea, except I realized that that was one of the reasons that you grind your conquests is so you could max out and you could get all your high level gear. Not just that
Right.
bullshit low level blue. You wanted, you know what I mean? You wanted the purple.
The
Now we don't
epics.
have, you get it, and that's all great, but it's not, it's,
Well, and some of you last expansion were also trained to run Ashran for a couple hours to be fully conquest instead of just
Yeah.
doing your arena and getting your gear that way as well.
we
So
put in work because we were supposed to. I found that the purpose is missing. The talents are not enough for me to care. I really
Right.
thought that they would be. I thought that I would really want to work hard to prestige, but
should be one piece of the pie. There should be more
Yeah.
slices to this PvP pie, and like you said, the talents is not going
What
to
flavor is it?
it's
Right
shit
now,
is what
it's
it is.
salty.
It's a shit sandwich.
shitty.
It's a shit sandwich on the top of Salt fucking Mountain is what it is. Now, I haven't been emotional about the
best
game in a
flavors.
really long time to where I felt super strongly enough to rant, but it's been something that I've literally, like, I've pondered and I've wondered, what is my problem? I'm fucking pissed off. That's my problem. And pissed off because PvP fucking sucks and I want Blizzard to fix it.
Hey,
That's
how about
what I
how
want.
about we just PvP tonight after the show?
I want Blizzard
Well,
to fix the issues, and I want them to not just shove shit under the rug. I don't want more free loot. I don't want no more bullshit strong boxes. I don't want your fucking fiery reigns of Warhorse or whatever bullshit you're giving people. I want you to make PvP matter again. That's what I want, and I want
So
you to
for
fix it.
now,
For now, I'm just gonna
I think-
piss and moan and take it up the tailpipe.
I think, but it's maybe similar to when you're at the end of and I don't know if you can compare the
No,
same.
it is the same.
At the end of an expansion when you don't have as much to do, why don't you just dual remedies a couple times and enjoy? try to not remedies, excuse me, secret sauce. A couple times to get used to dueling. Try to step into the arenas. So, sometimes we need stuff to work on. Sometimes it's good to just try to be a better player overall, I guess. Because,
Right.
I find if you're better in arena, you're going to be quicker reaction. A raid is going to be slow to you, I feel, turning wise or
Keyboard turning?
I don't
I
have no
didn't-
moving cast, so I'm a turret
yeah.
no matter what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
I-
Like, there's
I
no
didn't mean to
fast
make it
pace
sound
in
like that.
PvP because Belle's sitting still. The only time I'm running is when a DK is chasing me. Like, there's
Well, and that's going to be arena though. So in arena, you're going to have usually one melee on your ass all the time. So that's going to have to get you to be more skilled. And I'm not implying that you're not skilled. I'm just saying
I'm
it's going
rusty
to
as
throw
fuck.
another
I haven't
element to you.
PvP'd hardly this expansion
Right.
at all. I have,
And
but
David's
it's
gonna
spotty.
slice you in the back. He's going to stab you in the back. Secret Sauce is going to stab you in the back, and there's going to be a DK that's going to smash you over the head with their two-hander. You just have to let it happen, and maybe that will. I'm hoping that will get you back into it, being like, F those DKs and this Secret Sauce who's going to stab me in the back. I'm going to work on doing this. I'm not saying that takes away from all
No,
the
but I
lacking.
think I can
agree.
take a Bell challenge.
That's Belle.
I-
She's the DK.
I guess I can give myself my own challenge, and my challenge is to figure out how I can overcome this shit stick sandwich that they're dealing with right now. It is a new season.
Right.
It is a new
Fried.
year. It is a new day. So I will give myself that challenge.
Right.
But
Well,
that
as you were
being
talking
said,
about that, it made me. Oh,
Go ahead.
It made me realize this is same here. It's the least I've PvP'd in
least
an
amount.
expansion like ever.
Ever. It's depressing because that's not my identifier anymore.
This
And
is at
you're
least
right,
a PvP
though.
too because all my tunes are on an RP server, so I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Now, in regards
Right,
to
it's
last...
lacking. Oh, sorry to cut you off.
What?
It's lacking overall. I agree.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
We need help, Blizzard. If you're listening to this, somebody link this to Blizzard for crying out loud. We need help. Help me, Jesus, Lord, help me. We need help.
Hallelujah.
So I gave people homework, and I got a lot of responses from the homework last week, and then I got that in response of people coming to the server. So there's been a lot of you, and I want to name all of you properly, but I don't have all your names in front of me. But there have been a lot of people that we have gotten this week who did their homework. I got email responses to people who did their homework, and I'm going to pull up a couple because Belle's Bites, if you guys remember, I did give homework last week, and let me.
You didn't write it down. You didn't write it down, secret. God.
Huh?
No, not you guys. I didn't give you guys homework.
I wasn't gonna do it last week anyways. I was visiting my mom.
Let's see. So Belle's Bites homework. Casper. Did I read this one already? I feel like I read this one. I read this one. We read this, right, Casper?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's the other Belle's Bites homework? I got one this week, and I got...
West.
Hold on. I apologize, guys. This is very unprofessional. I should have been ready.
It's
You know
okay.
what I'm
It's
saying?
fine.
I'm like the reverse of you guys. You guys haven't had the chance to PvP like you wanted to. I haven't had a chance to PvE and raid like I wanted to. Like I'm the reverse of what you guys are doing.
Right.
It's kind of sad. Well, I always had like on the Horde side. Tell me just interrupt when you find the email, Belle. I always had the couple people, and we would just pug or we would join other raids, and it would be easy for it to be this long, and me get my first clear of Emerald Nightmare this week. Not because I was bad and I just haven't attempted it, but it's kind of sad.
This battle tag is potato.
Nice.
Potato.
Tater's precious.
So, Grayson, that's especially funny because potato is one of the things that we like to say because what's Tater's precious? So he basically he just recently resubscribed, and part of Belle's homework was to find yourself a community, and he did reach out to us to join our community, which is super awesome. Come on over to argentdawn/who, the writers, and anybody will be able to help you out. But I've been finding several of these. I get them more and more often, and it's really good that people get to see every person says, you know, my guild's the best, my guild's the gift. I'm sure it is, and everybody's guild is, you know, created equal. But a lot of you have I didn't expect people to come to writers as their homework, right? So I wanted to make sure that I preface that I was not by any means trying to peddle the writers of Rohan.
Right.
People came and it was cool, but I wanted people to know, like, I was not being like, you have to join writers. I just wanted you guys to find a community. So I'm hoping that you guys did seek out a community and a means for you guys to find a family. And if you found a family with writers this week, then I think that's super awesome because writers is happy to have you. So, I have other emails. I just don't know where I put them. I normally move them to a special folder, and I can't find the folder that I put them, but they were sent through at the info, so at the PWNCAST.tv site. So there was 3 of you, those 3 of you that emailed me. I did not forget about you. I just need to find where I stuck your email. It's been a hectic week, and it's somewhere, just not in the... Means I did it on my phone, which means I meant to select the show email folder, and I probably selected another folder, and they're probably in there. So, I'll read those next week.
It's probably in her shopping list folder.
You know,
maybe.
I'm just some kind of dumb.
She's sweating because she keeps thinking about Secret Sauce's daggers going in her back.
Oh. I mean, if it's in that, it's buried by coupons.
So let's we're pretty a lot over time. So let's talk about our weeks in WoW. Jimmo, what did you do this week in World of Warcraft besides breaking your toe?
I had a great week. I know. I actually did some good things before I busted up my toe. Belle's not very sympathetic. I know she's broken her toe and birthed
Her
children.
soul. Yeah.
But
have you seen what came out of there? Don't care about your broken toe.
Beautiful children. Exactly. My toe is old news, and before that nonsense happened, I got a chance to raid with the guild I was babbling before while she was looking for the emails. Just that it's been not a lot of time to raid, and I got my first full clear of Emerald Nightmare. Thank you to the riders, and shout out to Zura who led the way. A lot of people were there on alts, but a lot of people were there on their mains as well, and shout out to you, everyone who showed up, obviously, because it made a successful run. Now, also, I mentioned earlier, just, you know, you do your everyday/week things when you're on your character for most, you know, your world quests and everything. And I mentioned how I was really looking at my stat priorities, because when you're in a raid, there's opportunity for off pieces, right, for your tank spec or your DPS spec if there's extra gear. So it was nice to have some extra pieces for tanking or for DPS, right? So My week in WoW was shorter because I was a little sucky baby on the couch crying about my toe. Even though I wasn't crying, but I really didn't do much as far as, took the week off of work, which was nice, and play a lot of Poker Stars on my iPad. But I had a lot of fun doing the raid, and I look forward to raiding with the guild more often, especially when Zura called me out to do so after I got a nice helm drop, which was a nice upgrade. But I am going to show up to more raids because I want to. It's not like me to not raid in an expansion. So
Right.
exciting times to come. And my week in WoW was all right. Cut short.
Secret, what about you?
Week of WoW. I mean, I really didn't do much compared to any other week.
You were out of town, right?
I was out of town, yeah. So that was my week. Last week's in WoW. But came back, played a little bit Tuesday night before I had to go back to work for the next couple days. And yesterday went back to work for double time. That was way better than playing WoW. Sorry. You can
Cash
always use
money,
more
right?
money. Yeah, always. Why not?
You can buy a new Alliance jacket.
I love my jacket.
It's nice.
But nothing really. Just been raiding like old content, like Mythic Hellfire, and trying to get the stupid Edict of Argus staff, and I'm not gonna ever get. But it's fine. I'm having fun. Started leveling my pally a couple nights ago, actually, with a friend of yours. Yeah, Sostodon. It was like I said earlier. It just felt great. Like I'm just standing there absorbing all this damage because I have so much damn gear and the damn trinkets that heal me the entire time, and I can't think of their name. Venduin, I know that's his main, but he was leveling an alt with me, a Mistweaver monk, because trying to level heals in Legion is pretty bad. You really shouldn't do it, but yeah.
I leveled his heals, but I had a tank.
Well, so did I too, and it is what it is. But it was fun. I'll probably be on that tonight, leveling some more of Sostodon, and who knows? Maybe me and Remedies can tank. Some content that'd be kind of fun. Dual pally, which is probably really bad, but we'll make it work.
Hasn't been done in a while, I think. I'd like to see I think.
Yeah, I haven't seen dual pallies for me since I was in Forgotten Prophets. So
I think it could be done. I think we should challenge to see if that could be a thing.
Well, I mean, the mitigation that Pally or Holy Pally, my God, I can't even talk. Prop Pally has right now is really good.
Yeah,
I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we're capable.
Do you like it when I barrage all the things?
It's fine. It's easy to pull.
I'm fine with it now. Yeah.
Yeah, now that he knows what he's doing.
After he sat you down and had a few serious talks with you,
I'm gonna need you to stop pulling, and if you're gonna pull, can you please misdirect to me? Thanks. Yeah. Remedies, what'd you do this week in WoW? I act like I don't already know that, but
It was just kind of laid out back like last week, but a lot of emissaries. Good news. Earlier before the podcast, we got Heroic Odin and Guarm down for Trial of Valor.
so sad. I missed Heroic. I forgot you guys were gonna do Heroic. Sad.
It was painful.
Oh, sure.
We're a medium level progression, so it was interesting.
Did you guys have a close call on one of the bosses?
That's 0% though.
It was 1.9 million before I had to go.
And who was it? Hell yeah.
On Guarm.
Oh.
Yeah. Guarm, because that's just a straight DPS check. But with the guild party for the New Year's, all the shenanigans, that was really fun.
I was gonna go into some details.
But yeah, I won't go into details. But yeah, it was a really good time this weekend. Yeah, for sure.
That's the one thing I really miss about WoW is the boss fight starting and just giving her, and it was a race on the DPS charts. That's probably one of the things I miss the most.
You could have literally sneezed on it. It was.
It was just always fun to compete with your fellow raiders, right? Like, I don't know if you guys compete and you're just like, all right, yeah.
Everything's a competition.
Mm-hmm.
My keyboard's better than yours, okay.
Well, mine is. Oh.
No, mine is. Corsair, okay? So, my week in WoW consisted of getting Legendary on Taco.
Oh!
her best in slot for marksman, in fact. And then I got my second best in slot on the Mistweaver, legendary.
Nice.
Yeah.
What
So
one?
I got a ring,
Tell
and
me.
it's a beautiful ring.
I did see that.
Yeah. I put in work, guys. I've been putting in work on my alts, and I wanted to be able to raid with Taco, and I want to be able to heal with Wreck and Belle. I mean, I have put in some serious work on these alts. I'm working on my third artifact slot for the monk. In fact, it should be ready today. I think I am on the last leg of it. I just did the 5 world quests. I'm finishing up the 5th one, and then I'm not sure what's after that, but I think I'm almost done. And then
You haven't done the campaign yet?
I've been doing it every day, but some of that stuff, like I had to do 20 world quests, but there were days where I was sick. Hello?
But
I was puking. You know this.
I do know this,
How you trying
but
to
I mean,
call me
I've got
out?
the campaigns and I still don't have a legendary. Like, how rude is that, game? Come on.
But they see how hard I've been working on 3 different characters. Like, I've been working 3 tunes hard, giggity. Maybe you're not. I told you, give more D.
If you would just put him
Determination.
permanently on the show, he gets +10 to catching a legendary.
We've left it. We've had our internal show discussion on, what we feel we want to see. Now I'm leaving it to our viewers and our listeners it's their show.
Yeah.
I'm going to let them run it. So yeah, 3 legendaries. Now I want to talk about what we did for New Year's Eve. I don't go out on New Year's Eve, guys, because I have kids. And even if I did have kids, I don't want to fucking put on pants. So I don't. I sit here and I ring in the new year with the guild as I've done every year. I don't go anywhere. We get drinks. We buy snacks. We threw a New Year's Eve party in Zoom. Here's what happens when you get nerds together drinking. We all end up on Moonguard.
No way.
Yeah, no. For those of you who live on Moonguard, we weren't there to make fun of you. We weren't there to be intrusive. The fact is, and you guys reside on Moonguard, you know what happens in certain parts of Moonguard, and you know what goes on in those parts. So I've been there before. I did resurrect Bottom Bitch, who is my tune on Moonguard, and we went to Moonguard. Now, what ended up being is I did a contest for who had the best erotic roleplay scenario. Who could ERP the best, and they had to show me screenshots. And I got to tell you, I'm pretty sure Elky's the one that won this one because she put in work. I mean, she was working it. And you could tell that she might have done this before. And then shout out to Matt Korloff, right? Or Kloroff?
Kloroff, yeah.
Kloroff. He's our resident pro because he mains on Moonguard. He's a writer, but he mains on Moonguard. So he was kind of giving us the proper etiquette on how you interact. Now, I decided I wanted to try to get people to join me for what I was calling my graveyard encounters ERP, and nobody would join me. A couple people messaged me to ask me what graveyard encounters meant, and I just said, obviously an encounter.
Someone said you needed help.
Yeah. Some guy said, "You want to do what in the graveyard?" And I'm like, I want a graveyard encounters ERP, and he said, "You need a therapist." I was like, "Oh." No, seriously though, in truth, I was kind of undercover a little bit. It is a part of the community. The ERP section of it, not the RP, has been something that's always been intriguing to me because it is a pretty vast part of the community that I think a lot of people don't know about. It
sure is.
And it's interesting to me because this person who is our guildie, Kloroff?
Yeah, Kloroff.
He explained to me, he has a wife and a baby on the way, and he already has a kid. And I'm like, your wife doesn't mind? She's right in the room with him while he's ERPing. And she's, no, because it's just a game. Okay, so he gave us like the full lowdown on this is no different than when you're raiding. You're in character. You're in, your character has a backstory. You're doing very explicit things.
A little different.
It is
well,
different.
No, the difference for him it's not just randomly going up to people in Ghostshire. It's like you actually role play like a family relationship scenario with someone.
Well, that's not what he was doing that night. That was not. That was
what
quick
he was
and
doing
dirty.
That night. No.
That was quick and dirty. I gotta tell you though,
I'm straight to the point when I go
I
to Moonbury.
had the best
I want
time
that
of
50
my
silver.
life. My husband went with us, and he was like, "What the?" He goes upstairs, sees some things, and it was just so much fun. We did drinking games where you had to fly all the way up and drink a potion, and hopefully the potion gave you slow fall, or you had to fly all the way up drunk on your tune, and you had to dismount and hopefully land in this, tiny area that we were trying to land in for the water. We had a blast. Some of us got shit face naked wasted. Not calling anybody out. Remedies.
You mean Rickett?
Oh, Rickett,
Well, him too, I heard
man,
about that.
he was like, just hit him with a feather and he would have been over. And his wife, Aja, man, she can outdrink most people, but she was still just perfectly fine, stone cold sober. I challenged her to drink like a whole bottle of alcohol, and she drank most of it. I'm not the person to go drink responsibly with, because I will... What's the word? Bad influence? No. But I'm that guy that's like, chug, chug, chug. Like, that's totally me.
That's
Instigator.
So we have this lovely couple, and I love this couple to pieces. They are literally two of my favorite people in the entire world, and very, very dear to me, very dear people. And the wife of the couple, she's come to play. She came to, she got to come out and play, and I felt so bad because she was just so wasted. She was so much fun. It was so amazing to see. It's fun to see your guildies, in more than just that guild environment. You get to kind of see the real them. And we had a new guildie, Bob, which he recently brought a tune. We had a lot of new people, which was really nice to be able to get to know them. And Softy, which is Ryan, he came and hung out. It was just a good time. Then it got a little emotional. Some of us got emotional, and we were like, okay, there's those drinkers who are super crying when they're drinking, and that's all right, guys. But I thought Zura, who was our my one of my residents, half of the couple, I really thought her husband was never going to let her play with me again, because I think I was not responsible. She's a grown adult, and I'm not saying he wouldn't let her, but I just was like, he may kill me, because he
banned you.
She drank a lot, and I might have lied about the time she needed to drink when she was like, what does this mean? Do I have to take a shot? And I'm like, yeah, you have to take a shot. She goes, but I made it in the water. Yep, still got to take a shot. I totally wanted to I wanted to see her have fun too. She takes really good care of my guild, and she does a lot for the guild, and so does he, and it was really important. I wanted to see her just kind of cut loose and enjoy being being with the guild and stuff. I thought it was really important. But it was Belle's Rockin' New Year's Eve was the...
No kidding.
It was pretty fun though, and I laughed because we all cheersed, and we rang in the New Year 3 times for all 3 time zones, and it was nice that you can look at your life. And my kid walks in here from her New Year's Eve thing, because she's 18. I extended her curfew to 2. She walks in and she's like, "This is what you're doing with your New Year?" Yep, this is what I'm doing with my New Year. I would not want to be any other place than right here. So nerds doing nerd things is what we did. It was good time. Good fun. Good fun.
Guild party and Tito's.
There you go.
I didn't get super drunk because I wanted to just enjoy. I wanted to I got a little buzz, but I wanted to, and I'm obsessed with whiskey sours. Since BlizzCon and that guy drank my drink, I have been obsessed with whiskey sours. So, I bought the whole kit and caboodle, and I've been drinking whiskey sours for 2 weeks. But I just wanted to sit back and just enjoy watching the guild interact, and enjoy watching the new people kind of acclimate, and it was just really good. My husband participated. He got naked wasted, annoyingly so, to where I was like, go the fuck to sleep, because you're irritating me. But he was fun. You can't be mad at that.
Right.
So that is that, and we have had a very long show. We are pretty over time. So don't forget, if you are watching on YouTube, comment, because Remedy's fate rests in your hands. Don't forget, Hots will be back. So he's not replacing Hots. Hots will be back the middle of this month. He's just moving. Right. So he is still here with us. So Tell us what you think. Give us your opinion. If you're an iTunes listener, shoot an email over my direction, belle@pwncast.net, or hop on over to the YouTube channel. It's nice for people to visually see those comments. So let us know what you're all about. And tweet to Jimma Banks your secret feelings about Belle. Apparently, he wants you to slide into his DMs.
No, just tell me what it is. And come subscribe to the PWNCAST YouTube channel. She really needs it. She's trying to catch up to my channel, and
I know,
I'm still like 3,000 people ahead of her.
I need
At this
to be
rate,
better
she'll
than
never
Jim.
catch up. So
PWNCAST
she
needs to be
and
better
we
than Jim.
need your help.
For 25 cents a day, you can support your local podcasters by making our YouTube channel better than Jim's.
Right?
It'll never be better because, Jim, you're awesome.
There
That's
you
one
go.
freebie
You're pretty
this
awesome,
year.
too.
You get one
Right.
freebie this year.
I felt the ligaments in my toes grow stronger with that compliment. Thank you so much.
And his heart grew 3 sizes that day. We are going to go ahead and get the hell on out of here. Listen, guys, it's going to be really hectic in Belle's life. I'm moving. I did get a house. It's a beautiful house. I'm not buying, just renting. But it's good things, good things. It's a really sad state of affairs when you plan your entire move around the show. We're literally moving the entire, like, I'm planning to move
Like
in
right
between.
now, as soon as she gets off the show, she's gonna start.
Yeah, well, we're doing it in between episodes to make sure that the internet transfers over and Bertha can be set up. So it'll all be moved by on a Saturday and unpacked by Sunday and ready for show Monday night. We're literally, I'm like booking it out. We're gonna move the 20th, I think. So if I don't respond to an email, I promise I will get to it. If I don't respond on the YouTube, I'm sure one of these boys will jump in there and respond. It's not because I'm ignoring you. It's because I'm super busy trying to pack up 5 years of life that we've lived in this house.
Don't forget that box from the garage, Belle.
Right?
I'm taking it with me. I'm taking it with me along with the fish. So we are going to go ahead and get the hell on out of here. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being you. I only said literally 3 times this episode, so haha, fuck you all you haters. Just wanted to make sure I said that.
That's literally...
People have been hating.
Okay.
Happy New Year's.
Say literally
Hating
one
on
more
what?
time, and I'm like, I'm not the
Say it
only one
again.
that...
'Cause she swears
People
too
get
much.
mad because I say literally. I'm sure I'm not the only person who has a one word that they always say. Like,
That's a pretty
A?
specific word.
Yep.
A, right? You can say A, that's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, it's because he's Canadian.
Communism.
It's part of
Communism.
their like dialect.
It's communism at its finest. All right, guys, we're going to get
Literally
the hell out of here.
always attacking us.
We're going to get the hell out of here. Bye!
Guys.
See?
I literally can't wait till next week's show.
Why? You going to
It's
shave?
just I have so much fun. I will shave, yes. I look homeless, I know.
No, you don't look homeless. You just look like you may have
You
been
look
homeless.
fucking relaxed.
Yeah,
You guys both have cold stuff on? No, you have Detroit Lions.
Colts,
He's got
he's got Lions. Colts did not make playoffs. Lions did, which is
Didn't Green Bay win? Stephen was really happy Green Bay won something. NFC.
yeah, weren't you Secret Sauce? Yeah, you were happy Green Bay
Yeah,
won, didn't
Green
you?
Bay won it up, dude.
Yeah, they won so good.
Yeah, so good.
They
Did
beat
they
his
win?
team.
Did they really
Yeah,
win?
they beat the